enforcement, I'd like to hear your opinion on this because I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely see some of the stuff. Now, I see plenty of guys, and we love law enforcement, and all that they do. And
Yeah.
many of these guys are basically saying, hey, we're not enforcing these things because this is just flagrant.
right.
I mean,
They're
you know,
not.
they've tried doing it, you know, with the gun stuff in so many states, and people are just saying, no. You know, the local sheriff is like, we're not enforcing, you know, the downstate New York asinine regulations on the Second Amendment in upstate. Now, you know, but I definitely see certain areas where these politicians are grabbing this power under the guise of doing what's good for you. Like, do you think they ever release that power? Because I know there's one thing about politicians, they're not so apt to give back, you know, power. You know, all these people who've spent the last 4 years saying that Donald Trump is going to be a dictator, I don't know, he's done a pretty good job sort of following the federalist mantra of letting the states decide. He's not going in there and overruling governors. He's saying you got to do what you want. But I see it on the state level, on the town level, on the county level.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a power grab that these people are really enjoying in many cases. I really applaud some of the law enforcement who's basically taking some of the most egregious cases of these things. There may be some where it makes sense. I'm not saying it's a blanket, you know, sort of answer, but I applaud some of the law enforcement. Like, yeah, we're not arresting people for going to church. We're just not going to do it. I don't care what the governor says or whoever says, you know, so I applaud that. But what do you see, you know, in government? Because you know, everything that the Democrat platform has been about control. You know, you heard Clyburn say it a few weeks ago. We're never going to let a good crisis go to waste. This is a great opportunity to get vote by mail.
And many states have said we want to stop people from purchasing a firearm and stop people from going to church. That is crazy. And Bill Barr is saying enough of that. The president said, no, that's how it works. And we all have to trumpet that and say, look, this First Amendment. Here's another one that was funny. They were filming people getting being fined at a church service on Sunday. So people were being fined for exercising their First Amendment right to assemble, their First Amendment right to practice their faith and practice their religion. But I wonder if the press got fined for exercising the freedom of the press that's also in the First. I didn't see the press who were filming it get fined. So what? Only some First Amendment liberties are in jeopardy, not all. So that is why this is so dangerous and why we have to protect all liberty.
Well, I put up an interesting sort of tweet about that, you know, last week when you had Mayor de Blasio in New York sort of attacking the Jewish community there, basically saying, hey, you guys are going to be arrested. But what was it, 4 or 5 days before that, you know, for one of the Muslim holidays. And again, I'm all for religious liberty for everyone. But it was interesting to see they're accommodating sort of one faith and issuing summons and arresting people of another faith. And it's sort of interesting, you know, from the party that loves to call everyone, you know, fascist and, you know, other words that I won't even talk about relating to some dictators from, you know, Europe in the past. You know, they love to scream that about Donald Trump really quickly and at a moment's notice. But when they themselves are acting like the fascists, they're pretty quiet about it.
How about the Mayor de Blasio and Mayor Garcetti, two of our largest cities, both saying, Mayor Garcetti said snitches will be rewarded, and de Blasio set up a hotline where you could call in and rat out your fellow citizens for simply going to the park or going to church or something, exercising some.
We will make America great again.